This ship is 1,187 feet long, which is about 362 meters. How's it going, Gigi? This one was amazing. I mean, I don't know if you guys can appreciate it through the camera, but the colors of this cove.
Look, this area is just for adults, and I love that.
Now that the little crazy one is with us, hello?
How are you? Are you
Those crazy ones traveling? Those
crazy ones on a cruise?
just like you see them. We are on the Oasis of the Seas, one of the largest cruise ships in the world from the company Royal Caribbean. Our first cruise together, Gigi.
Yes, honey, this was my first cruise. I'd never been on one before. In this video, we'll show you the full cruise, available activities, and our destinations. And we're also going to talk about prices, so make yourselves comfortable because this video is going to be really, really good. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right now. Let's go. Thank you.
We're about to cross the little bridge that separates us from the port of Barcelona to the cruise ship. So we're almost going in. How are you, Nini?
Wow. I don't know what to expect because I've seen a lot of videos, but I feel like sometimes videos don't really show how big things are, and it's like you can't really see the dimension. Actually, people always tell me, oh, I thought you guys would be taller.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for making me feel bad.
What do you mean? I'm 6'0", but they want me taller.
No? Is that it?
Nah, that's not true. I argued over 10 centimeters, around 5'8".
Again, the camera doesn't do justice to the sizes.
Oh, look, 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 look. How exciting.
Oh, wow, this looks like a shopping mall.
Wow.
It even has a garden up there.
Wow, wow, wow. That's impressive. I mean, the architect engineers of this cruise ship, well, of all cruise ships this big, they're geniuses. I mean, real geniuses. There's even a Starbucks on the cruise ship. It looks just like a mall. We're looking.
For our room, we change and we start enjoying the cruise.
Of course, sure.
I'm impressed with the organization. Check-in was fast and everything is easy.
We boarded the cruise in under 15 minutes. Really? That quick?
Also, we did the check-in beforehand on the Royal Caribbean app, and they assign you specific times to arrive at the port to avoid crowds. We thought we really just arrived and it was smooth. It wasn't as simple as just finding the room though. We went up to the 7th floor and then we kind of got a little lost. But we're lucky to have these little screens there. Tap stateroom locator. Our room is 7,216. That's it. So look, we're here and it sends us... What is this? It's because we took the elevator on the left side and now the elevator on the right side. Now, well, we have to go all the way around here to get to this side. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Love.
We're newbies. When we were about to get to the room, I said, Enma, do you have the key or the cards? And he says to me, no. And I'm like, oh, how are we going to get in?
Can you imagine if we had to go back again? But what happened there?
Look, I see this. And when I open it,
Ta-da!
there.
God, like this.
So let's see what this room is like. Yes.
Room tour.
Okay, super comfortable. I think it's very spacious for being inside a ship.
Let's take a look over here at the bathroom and leave the view for last. Look, here's our bathroom, the shower, yes? And well, once again, the bedroom. Television and everything.
How do you open it? Will this open? Hold on, door one. Okay, there, we did it.
That's cool. There goes the competition, the one from another company called Norwegian. We're going on Royal Caribbean. We already left our suitcases in the room and came up to the 15th floor where we're going to start this tour to show you everything the Oasis of the Seas has to offer. I want to start by saying that this ship is 1,187 feet long, which is about 362 meters. And the largest one in the world is 365, so it's just 3 meters less than the largest one in the world. You'd hardly even notice it. Danger, 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 drill. Because if they're giving us instructions on what to do in case of an emergency, what do we have to do?
I look like a real lady, so calm and changed.
May the blood of Christ protect us. Amen? We are at the stern of the ship, that is at the back part. And from here, we're going to start showing you all the activities it has for its tourists. Here is a wave pool that we'll be trying out in the next few days. We already heard a sound that means it's closing today, so we won't get a chance. But look how fun it looks. Over here, it has a slide that looks super cool, but it's dry. I mean, you don't have to get wet to go down the slide. I don't know if they'll let me go down with the camera, but let's try it. How exciting. Look, we have like a fabric sack and we get in there and slide down. People are screaming in the background. All right, here we come. How about it, Yi? This was amazing.
That was way too much fun. The idea was to walk around the whole upper area to show it to you, but as soon as we saw the slide, we just couldn't resist. So we're going to show you what we see along the way. Does that sound good?
But don't worry, we're going to show you everything.
Everything important. Over here we have the amphitheater. They show movies here every day and also put on shows. And over here, look, up here we have the climbing wall. No. Climbing wall? But I think it's a little late to do it today. We're going to do it, of course, but I don't think they'll kick us out for sure.
You have to pay for all these small restaurants and bars. The Royal Caribbean app lets you know if you want breakfast, lunch, dinner, or if you're hungry. It shows what's open now. So what does it show? What's open now? It has a little dollar sign for what's paid and another one that says complimentary for what's included. You can find your way there. You can also select locate on map and it will show you where that restaurant is located on the ship so you can go eat there. Hey, one
game then?
Here we enter the inner part of the ship. Here you can see all the excursions available at the different stops. Through this iPad, you click here and you have to log in with your information. And then in each of the destinations, there are different activities like diving, city tours, beach trips, and so on. You can view and book them here. All bookings must be made in advance. This is where we enter the cruise ship. Look, there's a chicken restaurant here, there's karaoke, there's Starbucks, and there are other bars. There are some places where we want to record, but we can't because there's a lot of music that would obviously get a copyright strike on YouTube. So we can only show you a little bit or change the music and not talk to avoid getting the video demonetized. There's a theater back there. Look, you can tell the nights get lively here. Little girl, we're going to come sing karaoke at night. We're going to bring out the singing spirit of Valerie. No?
I don't know, because I realized it's like a stage and not little private rooms. No.
You don't have to sing for everyone.
Today I feel like putting on a show, but maybe tomorrow I'll feel like it. Who knows?
The 8th, let's go.
Let's see. It looks like a park, like a square with trees and all that.
Look, how beautiful.
Ah, that's crazy. This seems way too impressive to me. I mean, they have all of this in a structure that's navigable. No, it seems really crazy to me. Vintage.
Oh, it moved to a
Child doctor?
restaurant. And well, up there's the slide. Oh, here comes another person. How fun. Of course, we're going to go down it tomorrow because...
Look, and everything is real.
Yeah, everything.
It's real, they're real trees. This is like a shopping mall on the sea, hotel, shopping mall, casino, etc.
They say this is like an imitation of Central Park in New York.
I haven't been there, so I don't know. You tell me if it looks similar.
I don't remember. It is
Very, very beautiful.
Of course, those who don't follow us on Instagram can do so through Dos Locos de Viaje and also on TikTok. On all 3 social networks, we post different content. On Instagram, it's like the prettiest stuff. Travel tips. On TikTok, it's more natural. We record everything, we post everything talking to the camera without much editing or post-production, just like that, more raw, more natural. And well, on YouTube, I also feel like it's a mix of both. Because even though we record and make long videos telling you about everything, we also add cinematic shots and really nice edits. What a show, really. I can't believe all of this. He's going to sail through the middle of the sea for 8 days and 7 nights, all throughout the cruise. There are guys like this who do really nice photo sessions for you, and then you can decide whether to buy the photos or not. In fact, you can see them through your Royal Caribbean app, and that way you can decide whether to buy them or not, because they're pretty expensive.
How many restaurants are there? And I think this is the one that starts going up and down?
Yes, look, it's like a floating restaurant. Well, this is more like a bar. I'm not sure if it's a restaurant.
It's a floating elevator.
Well, exactly. Oh.
A little game of chess?
Do you know how to play chess?
A little? Let's see if I remember. Me? Really? Oh no, then it's going to be a total failure.
No, me neither. I mean, let's play.
No, but you don't know either.
No, well, but I know how pawns capture.
Check it out. Why? Why? What happened to you? Yes, no, it flew. I mean, you have to...
Love, I killed like this.
Like in World War No?
Love, can the bishop leave upset? Yes.
But not wherever the fuck it wants, of course.
Let in.
Delegates, he came from China to Venezuela on a...
Love, the bishop can go as far as it wants.
No, unless they give me weapons, I won't play with you.
Love, don't cheat play. Wasn't that it?
The game is over.
A cheater on the trip. That's what it is.
I ended the marriage, as I said.
Ah, look, instead of entering the park, here it is. We left the 8th floor where the Central Park thing was and went to the 9th floor, where there's like a nightclub or music hall like it says there, but it opens later. And here you can also see screens with different entertainment environments, like Watch Guitar Melodies with Ego. But this one is on deck 8, where Central Park is. Here there's Ramba from 12 until 2 in the morning. Let's see if we can handle it. We'll show you. At least one night, yes.
But tonight is a bit complicated.
Because yesterday we went to bed late in Madrid, then we caught a train this morning, and now...
You almost ran over 2 people in the process.
Well, that's what happens when you walk backwards.
We're going to go up to the 15th floor again and show you the other part that we didn't show you because we got on a slide.
the test.
Look, going up, going up. On the 15th floor, there's an arcade room. It's really noisy, so we probably won't say anything when we start playing. Are we going to play something?
Of course, let's go.
That game of air hockey was a lot of fun. Really, really fun.
It was...
Look, there are ping pong tables over here too. I'm so clumsy that I probably hit all the balls into the sea, so I don't think I'll play. Here's the kids' pool and my crazy friends. The sailing has officially started. We left the port a few minutes ago.
If you're wondering if you feel anything just a little bit very slight, I have felt something. I mean, dizziness, but not too much. I don't know if it's my mind, because I know I'm on a boat and I usually get dizzy, although you really do feel it a little bit. What do you think, Nini?
I haven't felt anything yet. Honestly, I really haven't felt anything. Look, there we are on the high seas. Way back there, we left Barcelona behind.
Can you believe we're on the 16th floor?
Wow!
Here we go up another floor.
Here there are loungers, little beds. Here you can sit and watch the sunset or lie down.
Look!
How delightful. From that little bed, watching the sunset right over there.
Love it.
It's a good plan.
I'm noticing that they're closing the pools. I mean, at certain times they close attractions and pools.
I didn't know that.
Look, are they empty already?
It makes sense, especially since pools have lifeguards to watch over people and children. I assume they have work schedules?
No, and then the night shift starts. Kids go to rest, parents go out to have fun, enjoy. Well, look, this pool is open, the kids' pool is already closed.
Well, there are some kids, yes, but look, the lifeguard is right there. I also think it's because of the cold. We're sailing in May and June, and that's when it's more affordable. It's like, let's say the low season, which is May and October. The weather is also a bit colder than in summer. Look, there's a jacuzzi, and over there are the slides we saw from below. And well, at the end of the video, we'll tell you the prices of this cruise and other Royal Caribbean cruises.
I'm reading that this floor is reserved.
For the stars.
Well, I don't know.
It says stars, so is it for the stars? Yes.
That it has a little toilet.
What
Funny, I call the slide the little toilet because it goes around like this and then plop, plop.
I know, interesting, I love it. I hope tomorrow they'll let us go on those slides with the camera, with a 360 camera, to make amazing videos for you and show them to you too. The adrenaline, oh, what?
A delight.
This is a little jacuzzi.
Look, it closed too.
With a view of the sunset too.
Tomorrow we'll give our all.
No, tomorrow I'm going to look like a raisin. All day in the water, I'm going to end up all wrinkled.
Look, this area is just for adults, and I love that.
Until we have Loquito traveling.
Interesting.
Here's the inside view, now see it from the outside. You can really feel calm here, right?
Look, it would be great to be able to go over there and recreate the scene from, oh, I don't know, it would be kind of silly. No, forget it. I didn't say anything.
You were going to say Titanic, right? I didn't say
Anything?
Did that really cross your mind right now?
No.
Good morning, my crazy travel buddies. On our second day of adventure, we arrived in Mallorca. We decided not to take any tours with Royal Caribbean. First of all, because we don't really like tours where there are hundreds of people. And secondly, because I think we can do it a bit more cheaply. But for those who like comfort, you can choose the option where they pick you up right at the entrance of the ship and drop you off there again. Before the ship sails to its next destination.
If you decide to do it on your own, there are several options. You can pay for a bus that costs $10 per person. And it takes you to a specific point, and at a certain time it also brings you back to the ship. You can also get a taxi, but look at the taxi line. I think that'll take about an hour and a half, maybe longer.
More or less.
At least. So we decided to try with an Uber. We have to walk about 7 minutes to catch it. We think it's the most affordable option. We're not sure if it's the easiest since we haven't reached the pickup point, but it's definitely the cheapest.
We'll update you on everything we do today, including the small beaches we visit and if they're worth it. Is it worth getting off at every destination the boat offers, or is it better to stay and enjoy the facilities? Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. We're about halfway through the video. All right, let's do it. We left the cruise ship over there. This looks like a truck ferry, and here we are walking in the middle of the street. I could bet we're the only ones doing this.
There are a couple more.
There are a couple more. Ah, yes, look, others over there. They're applying the ancient techniques of not falling over every time a cruise ship comes by. Although I think cruises are for a target audience that looks for comfort, they're not really focused on saving money. In fact, we were looking at the services offered by Royal Caribbean, and for $100 a day plus tips and taxes, it would end up being about $135 a day. Is alcohol unlimited? Would you pay $135 a day? No?
We're not going to pay it. We don't drink that much alcohol, but today I'm going to find out if it's worth getting off the ship or not. Why? Because the time they give you is very short. So if you don't go with a fully planned tour, you could end up running around all day. And that's not fun. It's more fun to stay on the ship and enjoy the attractions. Plus, you might have them all to yourself. Most likely people decided to leave the ship.
That's right, well, but anyway.
Let's go. Let's try it, and today we'll draw the conclusions.
By the way, my crazies, yesterday we had a beer. I posted a little video on Instagram. Here, a beer costs $13.50. What?
First and last.
Cheers to that. And it cost us $13.50. $13.50. Well, 27. 2 beers, they were really good. It's the most expensive beer we've ever had. Without a doubt, it's the most expensive beer I've ever paid for in my life. But it was really good. It was really good. The moment deserved a good beer. We keep walking. We just passed the port police station and our Uber is waiting for us there. We had to walk for about 13 minutes in total. Hi, Ignacio. Hello, Manuel. How are you? Sorry for the delay. My friends, and that's how we solved it. The Uber dropped us at a motorcycle rental shop, so we decided to rent a cafe racer to explore the island. We have about 5 hours because we have to be back at the motorcycle shop by 4 and then back on the cruise by 5. But we're going to make the most of this day, get some amazing drone shots, and share the wonders of this island with you. Our first stop will be Barques Beach. We drove for an hour from downtown. Look, we parked the bike over there and now we have to walk this way. This is pretty rural. Apparently, we have to jump over that fence and keep walking. Honestly, we're just following the path since we aren't sure it's right, but that's what we're doing. This road to the beach is crazy. Riding a motorcycle is a lot of fun and the roads are really, really good. It's only about 1 kilometer from the end of the last street to where we parked the motorcycle, which was on a dirt road. And I think that also adds a bit of fun to it. So yes, I do recommend renting a motorcycle, even though the distances are very long, I mean 70 kilometers from the center. To get to this cove, which is kind of between the north and east of the island, where the best coves in Mallorca are. We keep walking around here and let's see where we end up. Let's see where we end up. Let's go off to the future. What? Explosions of these? Yes. That's why I go over the top instead of underneath. And here we are, travelers. Unfortunately, there are a lot of clouds. The day is a bit gray and it's not at its best. But look, I was told that the beaches of Mallorca are known for being rocky, but there are a few with sand, and this is one of them. No, that man brought everything himself. It says mojito bar 10 euros. Ultra tourist price. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a boat back there. I think those tourists don't reach the shore because I see about 100 on the boat, but only about 20 on the beach. Now let's go up in the air. In 3, 2, 1. We left Cala Vasquez, already heading back toward the center. We made another stop at a cove called Del Moro. We're walking. Look, that's the sea. There are some small sailboats in the distance, even though the sea is rough. In fact, the previous beach had quite a lot of waves, and now we're walking toward where we think the beach is. These little islands seem pretty intuitive. In fact, the previous beach had a sign that said locals only, and when we left there was a gate that they would close. That's why we find small beaches on Google and try to reach them however we can. But they don't have much signage, nor do they have many facilities for tourists. However, it's cool because it keeps them from getting too crowded. And well, over there the sea is receding and people are leaving that way. And right now we'll ask, is Cala del Moro over there? Cala is Amania Beach this way. Let's see how it is. Or, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it through the camera because there are actually a lot of trees in the middle. But the colors of this cove, I can already see someone jumping over there. Of course, I'm going to jump. Wow. This beach doesn't have sand, but I know it's a rock and people just jump into the water. And it's all just little stones. But the colors are incredible and the sky has cleared up a lot, at least compared to the last beach. That one's more to the north, this one is more to the east. So it was a good decision to keep exploring the island and not stay at that beach all day. Look at this beauty. No, it's incredible. It's a little more crowded than the other one, but even so, there's plenty of space to relax. In a moment, I'll fly the drone again and show you how wonderful it is. What do you think, Shishi?
They took off my helmet.
It's okay.
It's nothing, super cute, I love it, so much more.
Because it has this rock which prevents the waves from reaching the shore, and it forms a kind of pool. In the previous one, you couldn't even get in comfortably.
Look over there, look at all this. Let's go live, 3, 2, 1. An hour later, and we're heading out from this cove, which is actually called Cala de Almonia, the one I showed you when we arrived. Del Moro does have sand and is beautiful, but it's called Calo des Moro, not Cala. Why is that? That was the one you saw in the aerial shots where you could see the spectacular sand. Well, in case you come to Mallorca, there you have 3 little beaches that we visited. We don't really recommend the first one, to be honest, but this one is spectacular and the other one also looks amazing. but we didn't have much time to visit them all. How's it going, Amor?
I think maybe the first one just wasn't for us. Maybe with the sea calmer, it would look prettier.
Right? Maybe not for this cruise route, but visiting Mallorca and spending the whole day.
Honestly, I would just go to a beach, and I think it would be the one Emma showed with the drone.
Because going to so many beaches in such a short time, I don't enjoy it that much.
All right, travelers. Now it's time to return the motorcycle to the rental agency and take a taxi to the boat to be there before 5. We can't let it leave us. Imagine if the cruise leaves us in Mallorca. Whoa, that climb was intense. We're going to put the camera away now and drive about 60 more kilometers to the city center. Distances in Mallorca are very long. As Valerie mentioned, we recommend visiting only 1 or 2 beaches per day, whether you arrive by cruise or on your own. Leave early and stay until late afternoon or evening. You can also take advantage of days when the sun lasts until 8 or 9 p.m. And also so you have time to drink, eat and do a little bit of everything. Us?
Let's go, because at the beaches there usually isn't any food or anything. Well, there was a little stand, but they only sold cheese and chips, and that's it.
Exactly, and cocktails, nothing else.
We're already on the boat. The return was much easier than I expected. We managed to get an Uber, and it dropped us off right at the entrance, something we couldn't do when the Uber picked us up to tour Mallorca. But now we're gonna make the most of the time we have left and enjoy it, enjoy the slides that are over here.
By the way, guys, the view of Mallorca is wonderful. We have
To come back to explore it calmly, because it has many beautiful beaches and it's very, very big. I never imagined such a big island. By the way, it's getting dark at 9:20, so we still have plenty of daylight left.
All right, let's go, because the crazy adventure is coming. Let's try out the little pool, let's see. Good morning, my little crazies. Look, I just woke up with crazy hair. This is our 3rd day on the ship, and we're going to show you what the breakfast buffet is like. And today, we'll finish telling you everything, the prices, the route we're going to finish taking. Yesterday, Mallorca was intense, yet spectacular. We ended up exhausted at night and woke up at, 9:30 in the morning, almost 10. So, come with us to eat because we're really hungry now, and this is how the gym looks, my friends. And you might be wondering, but are you really going to work out on the cruise? And of course I am. We have to burn those calories that we're going to eat later so we can order desserts without guilt, so we can eat those slices of pizza that are available 24 hours on the cruise and so on. So the gym and the food. The tide has been so strong that you can feel it a little bit on the ship. I mean, it's nothing compared to obviously a small boat, but still. For example, when you take a few steps, you feel like you're moving slowly because the ship is tilted a bit backward. And then you take a few more steps and you kind of go forward because the ship tilts forward. Right now we're in Central Park again. Look, it's open and it's cold. I mean, there's a lot of wind. But honestly, don't worry if you want to go on the cruise. Right now you could really feel it. Because what you might feel moving is super minimal. We're entering the main dining room where they serve free dinners and breakfasts. I'm going to tell you a tip that I already experienced on other cruises I took more than 10 years ago. And I remembered it just last night. There are two ways to have dinner. One is by reserving a table at the main restaurant, which offers an a la carte menu. And the second is by going to buffets. Well, always go to the restaurant. The a la carte menu is much higher quality, it's tastier, and well, much better than the buffet. Now, if what you want is to eat endlessly, then go to the buffet. The food wasn't bad, it was tasty, but the quality compared to the buffet is incredible. Another thing we just found out is that when we're on sailing days like this one, when there are no stops at any port, a brunch menu is activated, so you can wake up later from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon, and it's also a la carte. Here in the same place where we're having dinner, we're gonna have a good breakfast and lunch. We already showed you the food, a salmon bagel over here, a plate of cheeses over there, and there's still another dish that we'll show you in a moment. Look, they brought French toast for Ñuñita and they brought me an omelette. Final recommendation, have breakfast at the buffet because this restaurant takes way too long. Since it's without a reservation, too many people come and obviously they're a bit overwhelmed. Besides, it's the same food as the buffet unless you want to have lunch at 10 in the morning on the days at sea. And for dinner, they do it here because it's with a reservation. There are a lot more waiters, the service is more personalized, and the food is also much better. That's it. We're eating this and then stopping by the buffet for a bit. Or any of the other restaurants that are open, just to complement this breakfast. Because if we order more, it's going to take too long. And now we came to another buffet and I'm going to show you everything. We definitely recommend the buffet for breakfast and a la carte for dinner. Look at this deliciousness. Yogurt with granola, oranges with more fruit. Look, kind of like a fruit salad and a fruit juice. Hello, good morning. All the salmon you want, you can grab it right there. Over here, cream cheese, capers, and over here, endless bacon. Eggs, sausages, potatoes, pancakes. Another station with more of the same crazy amounts of bacon, chopped bacon, tiny pieces. A fruit resembling a fig or perhaps something else. More fruits. Here there's French toast, rice, everything, really everything. And if that wasn't enough, there's like a station over there where they make omelets for you with whatever ingredients you ask for. Or there are also fried eggs, there were omelets. Look, there are like grilled tomatoes, cold cuts, everything, really everything. Here we finished off the breakfast with some more eggs and salmon, but in good amounts. A little tomato, and the girl who orders toast with guacamole, cheese and bacon. And best of all, look, ocean view. This restaurant is called Windjammer or something like that, and it's the one that's open the longest and is the biggest of all. Everything I showed you earlier is actually the other side of the restaurant, since it was hard for us to find a table. On this side, there's also a larger buffet. Most people come here for breakfast since there are more options. Travelers, the moment you've been waiting for is here. Let's talk about Royal Caribbean cruise prices. We'll also discuss it.
On our Instagram, we left a question box and you sent us several questions. We're going to answer the ones that were asked the most.
If you don't follow us on Instagram yet, do it after this video. We post everything there in real time.
Now let's talk about El Vilullo. The most affordable cruise with Royal Caribbean starts at $600 per person, all inclusive, as I mentioned. Meals, lodging, the stops. It doesn't include alcoholic drinks, but you do get regular drinks. Additionally, this particular cruise we're taking, which is the Oasis of the Seas, one of the largest in the world, has cabins starting at $767 per person. It's slightly above the minimum, but I think it's a reasonable price. However, the Little Terrace will have an internal view of Central Park, which we've shown you several times in this video. It doesn't have an ocean view, the ones with an ocean view, like our cabin. It costs about $2,000 per person. That's the full price, including taxes and tips. And I say approximately because it will depend on the date you take this cruise, since there are high seasons and low seasons. Right now, we're in a low season, and even so, we have spectacular weather. So we highly recommend doing it in May. Lastly, we were asked if it was possible to pay in installments, and the answer is yes.
Our route is 8 days and 7 nights, and I'm going to tell you everything we visit. We departed from Barcelona, then the first stop was in Mallorca. We have this full day at sea. Tomorrow we arrive at La Spezia, Pisa, Florence, and
Cinque.
You can't visit all those places. You have to choose one since you don't have enough time. I'll answer that. How long does a day on the route last? But let me finish the tour first. From there we go to Rome, then Naples, and then we'll have another day at sea, and finally we arrive back in Barcelona. At each stop in every destination you spend about 8 hours. That's why I'm saying you need to pick just one place from the 4 I mentioned. For example, we don't know which ones we're going to get off at yet, because you have the option to stay on the ship and enjoy the ship with fewer people, since most people go out to enjoy the destinations.
We were also asked how many people can the cruise ship hold. Well, there are 6,771 guests on the Oasis of the Seas and 2,109 employees, so that's almost 1 employee for every 3 people to be able to carry out this operation. People also ask if there are medical services. Yes, the infirmary here is fully stocked with everything needed. And if you need an American visa, well, in case you take the cruise from the United States, you will need it. But since we did it from Spain or from other places, Valeria will explain. You can continue from there. You don't need a visa at all for this cruise, so that's a huge plus for Venezuelans or people of other nationalities who don't have a United States visa, and they're watching us.
This cruise can be taken or goes through countries like Jamaica, Italy, Spain, the United States, Curaçao, Aruba, and Saint Martin. And I think I'm not forgetting any others.
Puerto Rico Port.
Rico.
United States Virgin Islands. I mean, there really are a ton of destinations that the cruise covers, but the ones Valeria mentioned are the main ones.
They also asked if we'd recommend bringing a 6-month-old baby. We've actually seen many kids, even in strollers. I think it's comfortable. It's like being in a 5-star hotel. You have all the amenities, restaurants, attractions. You're going to have an amazing time. The only thing is, if you want to get to know each destination, it's going to get a little complicated because the logistics with them, I think, are more complicated. But it will mostly depend on you as a mom and your family.
Another question we were asked is, how much does a cruise employee earn and how much time do they spend working here? And the truth is that we don't know, but we had already planned to make a video about what life is like on a cruise ship. And we were able to write down the numbers of several people who spoke Spanish and who worked here. Because one thing we have noticed is that they employ people from many, many different nationalities. We have Chileans, Colombians, Filipinos, people from India, from China, among other countries. And we told them, look, we want to make this video. Are you up for it? And they said, yes, of course. So when we finish this video, tomorrow we will start the other video where we will share all this information with you. And well, many, many more. So if you have other questions about what life can be like, what working on a cruise ship can be like, Leave them here in the comments and we might answer them or include them in the video we make.
Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a like if you enjoyed this video, and join us for more adventures around the world.
Of course, I'm so happy to have taken this cruise with you.
Look, we're finishing where we started now. Goodbye.